And hello, everyone. Welcome to Power Scanning. It is December 20th, 2025. Yes, it's almost Christmas. And this is going to be our second to last webinar for this year. We have one more planned for next Tuesday, our Lunch and Learn session. And this one is going to be our second to last one. And once again, today, we will be on the lookout for the most interesting and promising swing trades or swing trading setups for the week and the weeks ahead. My name is Daniel, and I'm greeting you today from our beautiful office here in Montreal, in Canada. It's a cold winter day. It's around -8 degrees centigrade. It was really crazy yesterday. In fact, we had a big rainstorm. So it was warm, stormy, rainy. All the snow is gone. And then, of course, today it became really cold again. And now everything is frozen up in Montreal. Classic. Big swings in the weather. Nonetheless, let me ask you guys, where are you calling in from? Who do we have in the room today? Please put your location into the chat box, or the Q&A box, in fact. Let's have a look. All right, so we have Edda from Hamburg. Hey, Edda, wie geht's? How are you? I'm going to Hamburg. That's not true. I'm going to Berlin tomorrow for my Christmas holiday. Oftentimes I fly to Hamburg, but tomorrow it happens to be Berlin. Sally says good morning. Hey, Sally, how are you? Keith from Scotland. Hey, Keith. How's it going? Linda from Orangeville, Ontario. Hey, Linda, how are you today? Fabian from Hannover. Hi, Fabian, wie geht's? Lenny from New York City. Sunny and brisk. Yeah, I guess it's kind of sunnyish in Montreal too, but yeah, very brisk and coldish. Tien from Groove Garden. I bet the weather's a bit better over there in California, isn't it? Tien. Art. Hey, Art, how's flying? How are you? From Frederick, Maryland. Same cold weather. All right. And yeah, winter cypress from Aubrey. Okay, Aubrey, break around. I guess it's around, let me guess, maybe 20 degrees Cyprus. Great winter weather. And Derek from Ottawa. Hey, Derek, how are you doing today? Perfect. Oh, 18 degrees, Aubrey. Okay, I was not too far off. All right. Well, thanks, guys, very much for tuning in today. Once again, let's get into it. Just organize my slides. There we go. So today, once again, we will be looking for swing trades. Approximate duration of a swing trade is between 1 and 20 weeks. So it's not a day trade, which you would open and close within the same day, and not necessarily also a super long-term investment, which you would hold for multiple years or maybe for life. So it's right in smack down the middle of these two extremes. Also, what we're going to show you today is what we what we like to call our 13 minutes strategy. Why 30 minutes? Well, the number is kind of arbitrary, but the point is that what we're going to show you today is something that you can do very fast. It's meant to be something that you can do after work when you come home, or perhaps in the morning or during your lunch break. Use the scanner, use it for a couple of minutes, and find the most interesting setups for the day. And the cool thing is that this not only works on the weekend, of course, because these sessions are on the weekend, but you can do this after the close of every single trading day. So every single day, there will be interesting setups to be found. All right. So real quick, who are we? Well, we are tradingindicators.com, and Andreas says hello from Mainz. Hey, Andreas, how are you? So we are tradingindicators.com, and as our name suggests, we specialize on creating innovative trading indicators. And for those of you who have perhaps watched our tech talk, we're going to talk about this in a second, you may have noticed we have just released a brand new indicator called 1IQ, which completes our market IQ indicators. We're going to talk about this in just a second. So nonetheless, we specialize on trading indicators, but a couple of years ago, we decided to also focus on trading scanners. Why scanners? Because, we've always thought that, hey, among all these thousands of stocks that you can trade, there must be a couple of stocks every single day which have really promising setups. But of course, if there's so many stocks out there, going through them manually is not really a promising approach. It's too tedious. Therefore, the idea of a trading scanner came in, which allows us to find the needle in the haystack very quickly. It does all the heavy lifting for us. All right, so and our trading scanner will be in the focus today, where once again we will be looking for finding some interesting swing trading setups. All right. A quick reminder also that trading does contain risk and therefore is not suited for every investor. If you trade, make sure to only trade with risk capital, which is money that you actually can't afford to lose. When it comes to backtest performance or hypothetical performance, or really anything based on historical data, keep in mind that this is not necessarily indicative of future performance, and any trade ideas and setups and strategies discussed in this webinar should not be construed as trade advice. These are for educational purposes only. All right, so with this out of the way, let's go through a couple of housekeeping items. First off, on Thursday, 2 days ago, we released our brand new One IQ indicator, which basically allows you to find what we call power setups, which are setups where everything is coming together, where volume IQ, liquidity IQ, and MA Rush, our three market IQ indicators, are all pointing in the same trade direction, confirming your setups. How this brand new indicator works, it's called One IQ. You can rewatch it if you like at tradingindicators.com/one. And as just a quick reminder, we also do have a great holiday special going on right now for this particular indicator where you will get 40% off. So tradingindicators.com/one. And let me just quickly put this link into the chat while I'm doing this. Nicholas is not here today, so I have to write it in myself. So it's trading indicators. 1 second. .com/one for our new One IQ indicator. There we go. Perfect. All right, that one is now in the chat. Next, what we're going to be doing today is we will interactively scan for interesting setups using our Liquidity View dashboard. Now, it would be great if you could follow along, basically replicating the very same steps that I will be doing today on your own computer in your own account. But of course, for this, you will need to have access to our Liquidity View dashboard. If you don't have access yet, you can sign up right now this second for a free trial for 1 week at tradingindicators.com/view, and you will get instant access to the dashboard. This will only take a couple of minutes, maybe even less. So let me just put this here, Liquidity View dashboard. All right, just type this in properly at trading indicators. Oops, 1 second. tradingindicators.com/view. All right, perfect. Yeah, check it out at tradingindicators.com/view. No contract required. If you don't like it after 1 week, you can simply cancel it and you will not be charged. Also, we do have a bootcamp available. And I kind of feel like we may have to re-record the bootcamp once again because we have been adding new features to our Liquidity View dashboard, basically every week now. And the bootcamp, every new feature will go slightly out of date. Nonetheless, check out our latest bootcamp at tradingindicators.com/bootcamp. Why? Because it covers most of the features. Truth be told, it's fairly up to date. And secondly, what we're going to be doing today is only really using a subset of the features which the dashboard offers. If you want to know all about it, all the various features and how they can help you in your trading, check out this bootcamp. It's very long. It's like 2.5 hours where every single feature is being explained. And lastly, we do have a Discord channel as well at tradingindicators.com/Discord. Come and join us there. Take a look where we will be posting interesting setups, announcements, there's some trading talk going on there, and we will support you with every question that you may have. And lastly, there's also an ebook available at tradingindicators.com/power-of-3. I bet most of you probably already have seen the ebook, so I'm not going to talk much about it. And lastly, I would like to mention that if you have any feedback regarding the dashboard, or really regarding any of our indicators, please don't hold back. Your feedback is what drives the further development of all our products. So please don't hold back. We always listen. We always keep an open mind for any of your suggestions. So please continue to help us with your feedback. Put it into the Q&A box or simply write us an email afterwards. All right. Now, after these housekeeping items, let's have a look what did happen in the market in the last couple of days. Let's start with our market review. And for this, I'm going to switch over to our dashboard. There we go. And we're going to start with the SPY, the ETF that tracks the S&P 500s. There we go. And the first thing we can see, it is not hard to see, and I've talked about this in recent webinars as well. The first thing that we can see is that we are right underneath right underneath this green area here. What is this? Well, it's a resistance level, and price beautifully has bounced off this level almost as predicted 2 weeks ago. We came off, price came down a bit to this first MA Rush line. You can see it here, right to this line on Wednesday, which also was a level for pullback. As per our trend radar indicator. And in the past, if you just look at some recent history here, you can see that these pullbacks, level 3 or level 4, have been really good opportunities to add on to your long position or perhaps establish a long position in the first place in the SPY, because these pullbacks, at least for the last 6 months, have been almost immediately bought up in price, then propelled higher. And I believe this will be the case as well for this pullback. We already saw some encouraging price action on Friday where we closed higher. And now, once again, I believe we may see a run towards the all-time highs in the next couple of days and weeks. Of course, trading days will be fewer over the holidays, but nonetheless, historically speaking, these are seasonally strong bullish days. And I would be surprised if we're not trying to attempt at least to reach the all-time highs established in, when was it here? Back in October. All right, so this is the SPY recovering from this pullback. What about the Qs? The Nasdaq 100 ETF, QQQ, there we go. And also the Qs, it's pretty much a very similar picture. Also here we can see, yes, we did come down. We did have a level 4 pullback. As per trend radar, you can see it here on Wednesday. And even on Thursday, we're still in level 4 territory. And then on Friday, we snapped back. And once again, I believe we will see another attempt to reach the all-time highs. Of course, in the Qs, we're a bit further away. You can see it here. Prices came nowhere near the all-time highs the week before, or 2 weeks ago. We're still a bit away. Nonetheless, I believe this could have been an interesting opportunity on Wednesday had we spotted it, somebody of you spotted it too. Go long the QQQs in the anticipation, all right, prices are going to continue further up. I myself, I do hold some short puts both in the SPY and the QQQs. Short puts, of course, are cash secure puts, or is a trading technique where you will collect the premium of your options contract, and as time comes closer to expiration, they were fairly short-lived. And if price bounces off the lows, these puts will lose value, and you can buy them back cheaper. If you're short, that's what you want to do. You want to sell high and buy back low. And these two short puts, they develop very nicely now in the plus right now by a fair amount, both on the QQQ and the SPY side. What about gold? Let's talk about gold a little bit. GLD, the Spider Gold Shares ETF. What are we seeing here? Well, also, gold is exactly at this green level, resistance level. And even on Thursday, we did have a liquidity capture at this level. And as you know, when these events happen, when we do get these liquidity capture events, in our view at least, the chances are higher that we will see a bounce off this level rather than a break. Now, would I go short now gold? Oops. What happened? Would I go short gold? No, absolutely not. For this, gold is way too bullish. But at least I will be careful of when it comes to perhaps establishing a long position. Why? Because we may see a bounce, perhaps a short-lived bounce off this level. I don't want to be drawn down by this one. I patiently will wait for a pullback level 3 or perhaps level 4 and then look into establishing a gold position. What about silver? Well, I guess silver was the headline of yesterday. SLV. Oh boy. Is silver stoppable? Can somebody stop this price? I don't know. All-time highs in silver yesterday. And oh boy, what a move it has been. And sometimes, when I see elements like this, I wonder, maybe our conservative approach of getting into long position where we are patiently waiting or deeper pullback. So this was one of our entry areas here a couple of weeks ago. Maybe sometimes that's not the best way to go, because obviously if the stock doesn't pull back, you will miss out on opportunity like in silver where it really explodes to just one side. What I did on this bearish bar here on December 12th, I also sold some puts in silver. I just bought them back on Friday when they lost more than 70% or maybe 80% of their value with Friday's all-time highs and expiration coming close. So that was a nice trade. But oh boy, I mean, silver seems to be unstoppable at this point. Would I go long right now? No, I would not, because I think we are too extended. Look how far we are away from our averages. This is really far off. And it's that far off that even with these pullbacks, look at these ones here, these bigger bearish candles here. Look what happened on trend radar. Absolutely nothing. It still stayed completely green, meaning we're so extended, even a bit of a downwards move didn't even shake the shortest term trend as per trend radar. It stayed completely green. Right. So silver, yeah, very expensive, very high. I personally will not go long at this level. It's too much, even though I might be missing out on even a further move higher up. All right. So that was silver. What about Bitcoin, BTC USD? Let's have a quick look. Well, Bitcoin is interesting because the more I look at the symbol, the more I think that my theory, of course, it's just a theory, that we may see another leg further down towards the 73 price level. The more I think this theory may pan out, this is also why I will not add to my Bitcoin position. I'm holding a Bitcoin position for many years. I will not add to my Bitcoin position at this price level because I fear it might come down a bit further. And if it does, if we actually make it to the 74,000, 73,000 level, then I believe it could be a perfect moment to yeah, add on to your position. But right now, I kind of feel that it may wants to make one more leg further down towards this level. And one more symbol, the USO, the United States Oil Fund. Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, so oil, as soon as this loads, there we go. Still stuck in this, kind of almost parallel channel with a bias towards the short side. We can see the trend changed to bearish, and we're kind of stuck in this bearish channel. A couple of up bars, more down bars in general, propelling oil further down. We're close to a support level, so I would not be surprised if perhaps we see a bit of a rally from here towards the middle of this channel. But overall, to me, this is not really interesting in terms of swing trading because it's a narrow channel. It's kind of almost sideways with a slight bias to the downside. But as I mentioned many times before, I will become more or get more interested in oil once we reach the very extremes of this overall sideways channel. You can see it here. On the upper end, around 83, 84, this line here, and at the lower end, around 60. These are the levels I will pay attention to because then I think these are really interesting bounce opportunities. But in here, kind of we're stuck in this narrow channel, maybe not so much room to take any significant swing trades. All right. So this was the market review. And now let's change context a little bit and let's have a look how we did last week. Now, of course, every week, as we do in these webinars, we are looking for interesting ideas. And based on what we find, we are creating a watch list. Last week it was the weekly swing trades December 13 watch list. This one here. We picked 7 symbols. Most of them were for bullish trades, as we do, and then we had one bearish trade UPS. Let's see how we did. I'm going to start with ABN. And bank in the Netherlands. And here the idea was, all right, we did have a zone break over above resistance. You can see it here. Price came above resistance, then came down a little bit. And this is where we said, oh, potentially we're going to enter at this price point into a bullish move. And yeah, so far so good. The price went up a little bit, not the the launch pad move which we want to see eventually, but nonetheless off to a good start with this symbol. Moving on, ARQT, Arcutis Biotherapeutics. All right, this one is cool too. I like it a lot actually for this week as well. Why? Because we just got into our entry area. Do you see this square here? Let me just hide Rush a little bit. This square here, this is what we drew as our entry area. We reached it on Thursday, and then this could have been a nice entry for a long position, anticipating that this former resistance level will hold and price will propel towards higher price levels from this point on. So yeah, here everything is good. If you're considering an entry, I think now would be a perfect moment, that depending on where the market opens on Monday, around the 28 level or maybe 27.50 would be a perfect moment to potentially establish a long position for this symbol. Moving on, Boston Scientific. Yeah, a good old friend of us in terms of trading. Has been on our radar quite a few times. In fact, it also was our trade of the week on Monday in our newsletter. where we saw, okay, Boston Scientific came down to this key support level on the weekly time frame. Just to give you some context, on the weekly time frame, we also did see a level 4 pullback. At this point, you can see it here, 4 levels down. On the daily time frame, it was a bit deeper because this correction to the downside was quite steep. But on the on this time frame here, we can see trend radar, all levels red. Nonetheless, we came off the support level with a liquidity capture. You know, these events where price wicks into a support level, cannot completely break it, and price has abnormally high volume, or this candle has abnormally high volume at this point. And this oftentimes is an event which increases the odds. Hey, we're going to see a bounce rather than a break. And this is exactly what happened here. So a nice move from that level. Costco, Costco is really the only symbol which didn't work out so far. I was really hopeful for Costco. It's a long-term trending stock for more than 2,000 trading days. It's in an uptrend. And I thought, okay, big uptrend, all-time high back in February this year. And then the sideways correction, which I thought maybe it's going to come to an end at this 871 level. Price went below a little bit. I still think this is just a sideways correction, but I want to see price bounce off this level further soonish, rather soonish, because if we actually lose this level, look what's underneath. Nothing. The next level would only be down there. I don't want to be caught in this downwards move. So here I would like to see something quickly. Otherwise, I would pull the trigger up. I mean, I would close out this trade with a small loss if we see prices not bouncing off this level. We'll see next week how this works. And then we have SNL.ax, the Supply Network Limited. Beautiful bounce trade here. Worked out as predicted off the support level. All good here. And then we also have Striker, SYK. I believe this one pretty much is where we left off. Also, here's the idea of a bounce of this level. So a small profit in this symbol, a long-term uptrending symbol. And finally, we had UPS as our last symbol, and UPS was the exception. Look at this one here, 814 trading days bearish. All right, so I saw this one, and in fact, we saw it together, and we looked at it. Look at this beautiful downtrend, beautiful in quotes, of course. I hope you don't have any long exposure to UPS, coming up to this resistance level. We broke slightly above it. I still think that this level might be, the end of this correction to the upside. Let me just quickly measure out how big that one went. This is something I did not do last time. So let me just go to our Fib tool here, Fib retracement. I'm just going to measure it out. Oh, I guess. Hang on one second. Let me just move this a little bit further. You know what? This is only just a shallow correction. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I thought maybe we saw some interesting Fib levels here, but for this, I really would need to realistically measure from up here all the way to down here, and this correction would be very shallow. Let's not do it. I still believe bearish trend. This might continue to the downside in the next couple of weeks. All right, so these were the trades from last week, but of course, we are here to not just enjoy the trades that you could have taken last week. That's in the past. Let's see if we can find some interesting ones for the week and weeks ahead. Shall we? Let's do it. So for this, I'm going to quickly go back to my slides and explain the process to you. So first off, what we're going to be doing is to look for our favorite setups, and based on what we see, we will create what we call a hot list, a watch list, which I will be sharing with you. And as we create this, at the end, we will then go through all these symbols one by one, and we're going to perhaps find the ones that are, or try to rank these candidates by how much we like them. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so what's the first trade we want to look at? Well, I'm going to start with my favorite one. It's the bullish bounce trade with a healthy pullback. How does this work? Okay, so what I find as an ideal situation is something like this, where we do have a steady uptrend, confirmed long-term uptrend. I believe the longer a stock is trending, the more established the trend is. And also the bigger the odds, the higher the odds that this trend will continue rather than reverse. That's number one. So long-term uptrend. Secondly, I want to see a pullback. I don't want to enter when things are extended. very expensive, like on silver. That's just not my style. I want to patiently wait for a pullback. And we can spot these pullbacks as per our trend radar indicator. And here the first caveat comes in. Ideally, I want this pullback to be sizable, yet not too deep. We call this a healthy pullback where, you know, we still have the long-term trend as per trend radar, which is does not, which looks back fewer bars than our MA Rush indicator. So as far as the trend radar indicator is concerned, the long-term trend, the last row of this indicator should still be green, while the other ones above could be red. We call this either a level 4 pullback, where we've 1, 2, 3, 4 rows red, or perhaps a level 3 pullback, 1, 2, 3, with the first 3 rows are red. This is what I want to find. So let's try to find these ones first. So I'm going to go to our dashboard. I'm going to go back to our scanner. There we go, the end of day scanner. And you can see right now we are tracking 5,800 symbols. So quite a few. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to scan for stocks which are in an established uptrend. And for this, our MA Rush indicator and our MA Rush column here comes in, because MA Rush, of course, shows us by means of these labels here. You can see here the labels on the chart, whether we are currently bearish, or trend is currently bearish, or perhaps bullish. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to filter for only bullish stocks. And by doing so, we, for example, will be filtering out UPS. Why? Because UPS is bearish, it doesn't qualify. All right, so let's do this. Back to our scan, I'm going to go to our MA Rush column here, and I will select bullish. And as soon as I do this, this takes like less than a split second, we can see that of our 5,814 stocks right now, 3,474 symbols are currently bullish. You can see every single symbol here, every single row has an upwards facing green arrow with a number next to it. And then what I like to do, for example, is I like to sort by trend duration. We can see, for example, here that AZO AutoZone is bullish for 2,254 trading days, or Casey's bullish since forever, 2,254 trading days as well. So these are the stocks which are in confirmed uptrends. You can see there's so many of them, which have all these strong uptrends. Okay, so that's our first step. But step number 2, of course, is we want to enter when things are pulling back. Like a stock like this on Casey's, for example. Are we pulling back? Not really. In fact, we're coming up to resistance here. This perhaps would not be the best idea to enter long. I'm waiting for a pullback. We can see this here on our trend radar. The last row, the last column, the last candle should have some kind of pattern like this. Like where 1, 2, 3 rows are red, the first ones, or perhaps all 4. First 4 ones are red. This is what I want to look for. And we can scan for this by means, just quickly hide something here. Give me 1 second. Let's clean up my scanner a little bit. By means of our pullback column right here. So what we can do is, for example, we can select, okay, show me all the stocks for level 3 or level 4 pullback. I can select these 2 levels, and now we can see, okay, we're down to only, in quotes, only 401 stocks, and every single one of them, like the CBOE, global markets. This one here, for example, all these ones will have this level 4 pullback. That's automatic. That's built in. You can see it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So this is how we can find these stocks. IBM, another one, a level 3 pullback. Let's check it out. There we go. IBM pulled back 1, 2, 3 levels. Actually, this is a really interesting one. I just stumbled over it. Let's have a quick look. In fact, let me also quickly do one quick adjustment just to clean up my chart a little bit. I'll take this off and this off as well. And just give me 1 quick second. It's good to have a clean chart. There we go. Okay. That looks better. I kind of like IBM for a long trade. Look at this one here. We broke above this resistance level, came up, bit of a retracement, now up again, now down to this key resistance with a level 3 pullback. It's not the cleanest setup, so that's why I'm going to skip it. But nonetheless, that's interesting for IBM for a potential long trade. The stock, which has been an uptrend for 1,178 trading days. All right. So this is how we can scan for stocks which are bullish, long-term bullish, and currently in a pullback scenario. All right. Now, but there's one more thing I like to do. I'm going to go back to my slides one more time because I like I like my stock, unlike, for example, this one here, Gulfport Energy Corporation, I like my stock to coincide with a key level. Right now, price is nowhere near key level, which would support price and propel it further upwards, like in this one here. I would like to find stocks where price is actually trading near a key support level, like this red level down here. How can we find these stocks? We call this the healthy, the bounce setup, where price bounces off key support while being in a pullback state, while being bullish. How can we find these? We're going to go to our scanner once again, and we will select Liquidity IQ setup. This one here, and select long bounce. And once I do, look at this. Now we're down to only 28 stocks. Isn't that amazing? Let's see which one we have. First one, the Baker Hughes Corporation. All right, let's check it out. All right. Look at this beauty. Long-term bullish. Big move downwards. We had all-time highs here on December 4th, a couple of weeks ago. And now we came off these highs down to this key support level with a liquidity capture in the very last bar. Let me quickly enable this label. There we go. You can see it here. Liquidity capture on the very last bar. I like it. This is going to be our first stock for a potential long swing trading entry next week. Stock which has been in a confirmed uptrend for quite some time. A nice pullback. And the anticipation is, okay, we're going to be bouncing off this level towards higher price levels after this pullback. All right, so I'm going to create a new watch list. Give me just 1 second. There we go. All right, create new one. Weekly swing trades. Call on 2025 12/20. Oh boy, it's almost the 4th advent, huh? Crazy. Christmas is just around the corner. I'm gonna now share this watch list with you using my share feature here, which is for admins only. And I will unshare the watch list from November 15. Why? Because we decided to keep it clean for you. And by the way, guys, I forgot to mention this. I believe I announced it in our Lunch and Learn session on Tuesday. Yes, I did. We have a new feature now, which you can see in the settings, which allows you to configure which shared watch list you would like to see. Mine looks a bit different than yours because nobody's sharing watch lists with me because I'm the guy sharing. The only watch lists shared with me are what we call the dashboard watch lists, which are these predefined watch lists for the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, and the sectors. But you, on your end, you will see additional shared watch lists here, and you can disable them or enable them. And if you do, for example, if I disable all these ones and I close it, if I go back to my scanner here, all my dashboard watch lists are gone. They're not there anymore. If I enable this, go back here and I re-enable all these ones, close it, go to my dropdown, they're back here. This is how you can clean up what you see in this dropdown. This was a feature requested by some users, and now we've integrated it. All right. So where was I? Okay, I create my watches. I shared it with you, and now we're going to add our first symbol to it, the Baker Hughes Company. All right. Adding it to this watch list. Done. And just one quick thing. I wonder, what's the business model of this company? Operates through oil field services and equipment. Okay. All right. Well, that's the company. Perfect. All right. So Baker Hughes, our first hit. The second one, interestingly, it's an FX pair. Let's just check it out for fun. I'm not going to add it to our watch list, but what do we see here? Well, long-term bullish, the euro against the Canadian dollar. All right, which is not going to be good for my Germany trip coming up tomorrow. It's going to be expensive in Germany, I guess, if the euro is strong against the Canadian dollar. But also here we can see, okay, long-term uptrend, a pullback to key support. And once again, this could be an interesting moment to potentially think about the long position if you were to swing trades, FX pairs, which I believe not many of us will do. All right, so I'm going to skip this one just because of that. Next one, Broadcom. All right. If you remember, I believe we picked Broadcom as our trade of the day last Tuesday in our Lunch and Learn session. Why? Exactly because of what we see right now on the chart. Look at this one here. Long-term bullish stock for a long time. Came down to key support. A liquidity capture now on when was it? On Friday, on this bar here. Perfect. Yeah, I believe this is a prime candidate for another leg further up. Uh, at least towards the middle in between support and resistance, or perhaps even towards this resistance level. So this is also an interesting stock for our watch list. Broadcom. Perfect. Moving on, IDCC, the Interdigital Inc. Let's check it out. Bullish for 711 trading days. Okay. Look at this beauty. Yeah, beautiful uptrend, level 4 pullback right to support with plenty of space to the upside. Resistance is only at 413, established back in the day in October by the all-time highs. Yeah, I like it. Classic. Long-term uptrend, pullback to support, level 4 pullback, plenty of room to take. And a liquidity capture on the last bar. Nice. Adding it. Okay. Cool. So I hope you can see how easy it is to find these symbols which are of interest and which have exactly what we are looking for. There are not many of them, only 28 of 5,000, but those ones that we find, they really have potential. We could find them very fast using the dashboard. I talk a lot, but if you don't talk like me and you just do it silently, once you get the hang of it, you can find these symbols very quickly. All right. Codan Limited, an Australian stock, I believe. Let's check it out. Yeah, this one I would not take. We're gonna rule it out. Why? Because this level, and there's something going on with these Australian stocks. I noticed this before. Something is strange because here this level was this should not be a long bounce setup to begin with. So it's always good to double check what you see on the chart because here we are clearly already below this the support level. We broke it. Not sure why this one was flagged. And I've seen this before for our Australian stocks, so always double check those. Euroseas Limited. What is this company? Bullish for 567 trading days. And let's check it out here. Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. I mean, we are kind of a sideways consolidation here, but nonetheless, I mean, this is, let me just go back a little bit further. Yeah, that's an interesting candidate. Very bullish since this September 2023. All-time highs back in September, down to support, up again towards resistance here, now down at support again. I like it for a potential long entry as well. So I'm going to add this one as well. Perfect. All right. Great. So this is how we can find these interesting setups. And there are many more. I always like to sort by trend duration, but it's not a must. So let's say, just for the fun of it, let's maybe pick one where we don't have such a long-term uptrend. Maybe this one here, AMBO, the AMBO Education Holding, just to see how it looks like. What do we see here? Bullish only in quotes. This one I would not trade. It's more like a penny stock of crazy swings. But, you know, yeah, for sure this one is not going to be on our list today. We are, I guess, from a macro point of, oh my goodness, where's this one coming from? Yeah, I'm not going to talk much about this one. This obviously is not a good candidate. Let me just pick one more here. The EMF, the Templeton Emerging Markets Fund. All right, let's check it out. Oh, what happened here? Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why these funds are so gappy sometimes. But also this one, long-term uptrend, level 4 pullback, and directly at support with a liquidity capture. That one, you know what? Looks interesting too, especially if this gap, you know, gaps tend to get filled over time. This was a down gap, which is a bullish pattern, because for a down gap to be filled, where does price need to go? It needs to go upwards. So, yeah, potentially interesting. You know, I'm going to add this one as well to our list, just because it looks interesting. Okay, perfect. Okie dokie. So with this, let me see if there are any questions coming in before we move on to our next setup. Let me just quickly see something here. Yeah, okay. So, Derek says -5 degrees in Ottawa. Okay, looks very good. Is it possible to get simultaneous German subtitles displayed via Zoom? Andreas, I have no idea. I don't know. That's a good point. Probably not at this moment, but that would really be a cool feature to have. I will double check if there's anything we can do in our Zoom settings to enable subtitles in different languages. 1IQ, our new indicator, yes, only for trading view at this point, not for the dashboard. Not sure we're going to integrate this into the dashboard because for this, you first of all need to integrate volume IQ into it. which is a whole different story. It's not as easy as it may sound. So not yet. And Donna, same question for you. Will it be included in the dashboard? So Donna, if you have a subscription for Liquidity View and we decide to integrate OneIQ to it, you will automatically get access to it. That's part of your subscription, but we don't know yet if we're gonna do that. All right. All right. Okay, there's another question for OneIQ. Andreas, if you want to use OneIQ, do you need to have the other three market IQ indicators, MA Rush, Volume IQ, and Liquidity IQ? No, you don't, but we recommend it. At least two of them. So because with OneIQ, what you will get is the setup, but you will not see the entire market story, which will only unfold to you once you actually see visually what's going on with the other three indicators. And it would also be a bit hard to time your exit that way. So we believe, in our view, I mean, we use our market IQ indicators in combination all the time. It's been quite successful in our testing phase. So yeah. Okay, Derek says silver has no liquidity capture. That's right. There was no liquidity capture. Also, silver is nowhere near any level right now. So if you look at silver real quick, SLV, Derek can see it here. Yeah, we are nowhere near any level. So these liquidity captures, they can only occur when we are near level, like this one here. You can see price beautifully went up to this key resistance level, and then it dropped with a liquidity capture. So it can only happen there. All right. Okay, Kevin is saying his rare earth stocks are rebounding nicely. MP, TMC, and SQM. Yeah, we can look at these a bit later. All right. Can we save these search criteria? Yes, then you can. Absolutely. So that's a good question because let me maybe refresh you. Lenny, this is also it's covered in our boot camp, but let's say you want to save exactly what I've done right now for the stocks that we just found, which are bullish stocks, okay, which are stocks in a level 3 or level 4 pullback, and which are stocks near a key support level. These three criteria. What you can do, Lenny, is you can create what we call a dynamic watch list based on this. So I create this one here. We call this long-term bullish with pullback to support. All right. Give it a nice name. You create it. It's now created. And now you see it here in your drop down. Where is it? Long-term bullish with pullback to support. And now even if you delete your scans, you can always go back to this saved dynamic watch list, and it will show you the exact same 28 stocks which we have just found. And the cool thing is, once you save it like this, every single day, new stocks will show up in that list as new stocks will qualify for these criteria, and some stocks will be replaced in that list as they no longer qualify. Yeah. And then, if you really want to go all the way, you can also define a trade alert based on this dynamic watch list. Okay, you can say, hey, at the end of the trading day, send me an email. Once you opt in here, send me an email to my email address with the content of exactly this stock of long-term bullish with pullback to support. Oh boy, so many watch lists in here, crazy. Yeah. And then you will get a trade alert of exactly these stocks. All right. Masa, can you please define short position and long position and how they relate to... Yeah, so okay, so a short position basically means you're betting the price will go down, and the long position means you're betting that price will go up. So for BKR in our watch list, just real quick, this one here, it would clearly be a long position because it's a bullish stock. Even though things went down, yeah, you can see it came down a little bit, but overall, this is a bullish stock. It's a stock which has been going up for quite some time. So we want to go long here. In fact, most of the positions I consider, I always long positions, betting on the fact that price will go up. But in the market, you can also bet on the fact that, hey, maybe price will go further down. And you can do this by establishing a short position. Basically, you are borrowing stocks from your broker, and then at a certain price, and then buy them back later on for a lower price. This is how you can make money off a short position. I can't go into the mechanisms of this, but this is basically what it would mean. A short position is betting on the fact that price will go further down. Okay. Potential gap fill downwards on Broadcom from Aubrey. Okay, let's check it out. Really? I didn't pay attention to this. Let me see. Um, okay. AVGO. Okay, let's have a look. Where do we see the gap? Oh, this one here. Yeah. Um, I see what you mean. Yep, it's definitely something to be aware of. I agree. Aubrey is talking about this gap here. Thanks for pointing this out. Yeah, it's definitely not filled yet. For this price, would need to come all the way down to 304. Uh, so maybe for this reason, if you were to go long Broadcom, maybe put your stops a bit further away so that should this gap fill happen, you cannot get stopped out because overall, I mean, this is a stock which I don't mind having my portfolio to begin with. It's a very bullish stock and a very consistent and smooth uptrend. There are two opinions about this. A couple of gaps here, and you can see these sometimes do get filled. But since we're here in swing trading, Aubrey, maybe this is a nice swing trading setup. This gap is still quite a bit away. I would not be too concerned, but you know, it's just my opinion. Okay, so all right, let me see if there are some more questions. Do you think that forex pairs have determined market direction? Uh, for me, Lenny, this is not something I would get into interpreting how fluctuations in currency affect how the economy of a country does. Too complicated for my taste. I just focus on the simple facts and trading, on technical analysis. Yeah, Lenny, is there a bundle price for all market IQ indicators? Yes, there is. Lenny, send me a note afterwards by email. I'll let you know. Okay. All right. And Fabian, what do you think of potential long entry in Resolve AI at this point? Okay, let's check it out. RZLV. Okay. RZLV. And this one here, let's have a quick look. Long bounce, bearish. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's keep these symbols requests to the end, but no, it's not my kind of trade. Of course, should this work out, should price bounce off you would be in for a huge move upwards. But I believe the chance that hey, you're gonna lose much more is also given. So it would be a gamble, not the swing trades we're looking for. But of course, if you want to speculate, this could be potentially one that um yeah gives merit for it, especially if there's also some fundamental data. You wrote something about Oracle about this. And Lenny's asking, where is the trade alert button? It's here. Lenny, go to the settings, okay, and down here, the second item, trade alerts. That one. Perfect. Okay, so now let me go back to my slides because there's one more setup I want to talk about. So we talked about the bounce setup. There are more interesting bounce trades, by the way. In fact, what I should also do real quick is to show you how you can find even more interesting ones. Because right now, what we required was that we are bullish. We're going to keep this criteria that we have a level 3 or level 4 pullback and that we do have near support. Okay, so far so good. But sometimes, having this pullback requirement, level 4 and level 3, is maybe a bit too restrictive. Basically, we'll cut out all the stocks which have had deeper pullbacks, where all the four levels, all 5 levels are red. So maybe sometimes it's worthwhile taking a look. Hey, what would be these stocks? So let's take away this criteria, the pullback one, and only focus on the ones which are trading near support and are bullish. And one that comes in, for example, is this one here, O'Reilly Automotive. Let's check it out. All right. So here we can see, okay, it's a deep pullback. Now we can see here, came back all the way to here, and to this key support level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels down. Fairly steep, but nonetheless, that's an interesting setup because we are right at support with liquidity capture. Well, depending on how the market opens on Monday, maybe something to consider as well. In fact, let me just add this one as well to our list. So this is just one advice to sometimes it makes sense to loosen your criteria. Cintas. Cintas had Cintas. I don't know what's going on with that stock. It had earnings on I think Wednesday night or maybe Thursday morning before the market opened. This was an earnings candle here. We gapped up all the way to here, quite a bit. And then this gap, it's an up gap, was immediately closed on the very same trading day. I don't know what happened with these earnings. So they must have come out hot with good earnings and then lost it all on the very same day. Liquidity capture, and then on Friday, another down day. Now we're back to status quo. Yeah. It's it's in a deep pullback state. I still think that yeah, I mean it's bullish overall. What I actually did is after earnings, when they came out on Thursday, I bought back my calls. I had covered calls. I owned the stock. I had covered calls on that stock, and I bought them back on Thursday. They were nicely in the money. Why? Because with the volatility crash after earnings, they lost a lot on value. A good moment to buy them back at the lower price. So that's what I did. I'm still bullish this stock, and I'm gonna keep using the wheel strategy. Where you keep selling calls uh, as long as you own the stock until essentially you get called back to at least generate some premium incomes. The stock itself is negative for me. My holdings. I think I bought back here at 210 around. Now at 187. I still think it will recover, so I'm going to keep holding this position and just going to, keep selling calls as I'm having it. All right. So, what else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, our next setup. Perfect. So, the next thing to talk about is what happens if these levels are broken. So, levels will not hold forever. At some point, they will be broken. But when this happens, also new opportunities are opening up for us. For example, we could then enter in the direction of the breakout. For example, here we broke support to the downside and price moved nicely further in the downwards direction. Or here on this slide, here we broke resistance, this green line, to the upside and price nicely moved higher from this point on. But, and now if you're joining us for a while, oftentimes, however, we see an initial move upwards, like here, but then the market tries to fake you out. Of course, that's just, it's more esoteric. Prices come back down, maybe due to profit booking of some investors. Prices come back down, back to the resistance level, which oftentimes is acting as support and will propel price higher in the direction of the original breakout. Because the zone break retrace setup, a nice long setup. So how can we find this one? It's actually quite easy. Oops, 1 second. Going back to our dashboard, clear up all our filters and go back to our Liquidity IQ setup column and select long break retrace. Done. All right. We're still sorted by trend direction. We can see this here. And now we can see the first one in here, for example, is DT Midstream Inc. All right, let's check it out. So bullish for 1,123 trading days. It's a beautiful stock. Actually, discussed this one in my previous webinar in German a couple of hours ago, where price broke above resistance. You can see it here. We came up, and prices came back down. And where did they come down to? Right towards this broken resistance level. I believe if price come down maybe a bit more on Monday or Tuesday to 116, perhaps, this could be a really interesting long opportunity. So I'm definitely going to add this one to our watch list. All right. Perfect. And the next one is the Siku Environmental Group. Check it out too. Okay. Here, yeah, very bullish. You can see it here. Nice uptrend. We broke above resistance at this point, came back up and down again, almost to the cent. Look at this one here. Almost to the cent, down to the level, and we already bounced a bit on Thursday, on Friday. This seems like this move may be already in progress. Maybe it's not too late to jump on the bandwagon, but or perhaps we're even going to see a bit of a pullback, maybe one more time to this level here, and then this could be an interesting long opportunity. So let me add this one as well to our watch list, and perhaps one more for the next week. The Somni Group International. All right, bullish for 746 trading days, a level 3 pullback as per trend radar. Let's check it out. Second, yeah, same thing here. Let me just make this a little bit more zoom. Oh, look at this beautiful entry here. Actually, we had this one on our radar back in August. Actually, let me have a quick look. I didn't put a trade note, but back in August we had this symbol. I know this because I sometimes draw these little entry areas here. We did this back in August. I think we almost got filled, and what a nice move afterwards. And now we're pretty much in the same situation. Look at this. Price came up resistance, now retraced down to this level. And once again, this could be an interesting entry opportunity if we get down a bit further, potentially for a long entry. The only thing I don't really like so much about this one is that we previously came above resistance and then came all the way down and we didn't stop at the level. So maybe this could be a warning sign. In fact, for this reason, I am not going to add this one. But nonetheless, if you want to speculate, I think this could be an interesting candidate. But I'm not going to add it to our watch list. Perfect. All right. So let's review what we have on our watch list. I'm going to go to our list here. Everybody who has a subscription to the dashboard should be able to see this watch list. Right now we have 8 stocks picked. All right. Let's check them out and let's create some trade notes based on this. And by the way, guys, soon in the new year, we're just refining a few things. Soon it will be possible for me to share my trade notes with you. So you can see those in your account as well. So that's something coming in the beginning of the new year. It's pretty much already built out. I'm just putting the final touches on it. All right, so let's start with Interdigital Inc. All right. Yeah, love it. Good stock. Beautiful setup. Definitely gonna be in my notes for today. And as of next year, I'm gonna put some more descriptive text here as well, so that it becomes a bit clearer. But for now, I'm just gonna add the screenshot to it, so we remember what the setup was. Perfect. Safe. All right, done. And by the way, now I think we announced this 2 weeks ago. You can edit your trade notes. If you made a mistake or want to delete something, you can either delete a trade note or make some changes to it. That's also possible. A Templeton Emerging Markets Fund. Yeah, I remember this big gap here. I wonder why it gapped. But it looks interesting. Let me just go back a little bit further just to see where we are coming from. Yeah. I mean, if you believe in emerging markets, oh, okay, I see. I just wanted to get some more context here. We have been much, much higher previously. But you know what? It's just one of these stocks. I think I'm going to shy away from this one. Why? Because I just looked at the price ranges here from this support level to this one here. It's just very small moving. It's not really a big move. It's just a 1 or 2 or 3%. So I'm going to shy away from this one for that reason. Baker Hughes Corporation. I like it. The only thing what I would love to see on when the market opens is a bit of a bearish confirmation here, because I don't really want to buy into a falling knife. It's been coming down quite hard, down to the support level. I want to see at least some signs that, hey, this downwards move has come to an end, and maybe some sort of recovery to the upside. Nonetheless, I like it. I'm going to add it to my list. All right. Next one is Broadcom. Okay. Broadcom Inc. And let me just quickly see, what was my trade note for Broadcom? I know we had it a few times. This is the gap Aubrey talked about. Just have a quick look here. Oh, November. Oh, it was up here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was a breakout trade back then. Yeah, it came down. I like Broadcom no matter what. So if you potentially are in this trade, I would just hold on to it. I think this is just a correction within an uptrend. And yeah, I like it even better now when prices are down at the support level. So I'm going to add a new trade note here with Broadcom. Okay, safe. Done. O'Reilly Automotive. Okay, that was the stock which has a deeper pullback, but also to a key support level. I like it. You know what? It's a very bullish stock. I believe O'Reilly had seen a stock split a while back. It used to be very expensive. Now it's probably a 10-to-1 split, as it looks. But yeah, very bullish stock. These pullbacks are kind of normal. So let me add O'Reilly as well to our list. Alrighty. Okay. Done. Save and close. And finally, 2 more. The Codan Limited. Oh, this one. Oh, why did we put this one on? Oh, this one is not a good one. I have to delete this from our watch list. 1 second. This probably was added by accident. All right. And now we have DT Midstream. Yeah, nice long break retrace. The second setup we were looking for. nice bullish stocks. If we come down to this level, this could be a nice long entry opportunity. So I'm going to add this one to our list. DTM. We once had it on our list back in January. Okay. Get one more time. There we go. And then finally, we will have the Seco Environmental Corp. Let's check it out. Yeah, if it's not too late here, I have a kind of a feeling that maybe we may have missed the jump up already. That's okay. There are new opportunities coming up. But if we come down one more time to this level, this entry zone here, this could be also an interesting long trade. Perfect. All right, guys. This sums up my picks for the week. But let's see if you have any symbol requests. So let's check it out. Alrighty. Duck, can you show how I select the 5-minute shot then at daily time from a liquidity zone? Duck, here it's not possible. So if you go to live mode and go to, let's say, 5 minutes in here, yes, that's possible, and you get the data, but you cannot add custom indicators to it. That's the limitation by TradingView. This is an embedded TradingView chart when it comes to the live mode. You can see it looks a bit different from our IQ chart as well. It is not possible to add custom indicators to it, unfortunately. Papa wants to look at Dell. Yes, let's look at Dell. Okay. Yeah, Dell also has a nice pullback right now. I saw this, I discussed the symbol a bit earlier today. Oops, Emmy Rush, or bullish for 117 trading days, approaching support down here in a pullback state. Just go to the big chart here. Yeah, we've been bullish since July this year. I mean, it's not really my cup of tea. It's like kind of too swingy. I like stocks which are like in a very confirmed long-term uptrend and then trying to swing up. But if you believe that, this is a kind of a sideways correction, this very bullish trend here, we might be bouncing off this level, but not my cup of tea. But nonetheless, we are near support, so maybe a bit of a bounce might be coming off this. Masa, do you offer sessions or videos on how to use your product specifically for options trading? Yeah, Masa, we do have the options masterclass. Send me a note afterwards. The options masterclass together with the option professor Jim Kenny. You will get this masterclass when you sign up for our options alert service. Yeah. Kevin, do your charts show when earnings were and will be like? Yeah, Kevin, we actually do. Let's have a quick look. All right. Yeah, so we do have an indicator called corporate actions. So if you go to indicators here, if you type in trading indicators, you go to corporate actions, select this one here. You can enable the corporate actions indicator. And let me just go to, maybe a stock that will have earnings at some point. NVIDIA, open this one up. You can see, okay, on the indicator, we can see that NVIDIA will have the next earnings here on Gen 8. And then afterwards on, what's it? I guess so. Is it possible? At least the next ones are forecast for Gen 8. Maybe this one is not entirely correct. Maybe it's just an estimation. But yeah, you can see the earnings dates, also historically speaking. Yeah, and Daryl says Orly used to be 1,000. Yeah, I think they had a 10-to-1 split. Is there a lunch and learn this week? Yes. One more lunch and learn session. The focus in there will be, of course, our market review, the midweek review, and also our new indicator, 1IQ. Talking about this new indicator real quick, before we you guys may need to drop off. If you want to check out what this indicator does and how cool it is, check out our tech talk at tradingindicators.com/1. That was a very nice tech talk, well attended, lots of good feedback, all about this new 1IQ indicator. And one thing I just did this morning, just for the fun of it, I used the TradingView scanner, since we're talking about swing trades here, to look for a setup for a long power bounce setup using the new indicator. And two things that came up. The first one was the AES Corporation, and we had Targa Resources. So let me just show you what this were focused on. You can scan for other setups as well. So the AES Corporation. So if you go here and go to AES, all right. Let's have a look. Let me just put this indicator on here too. Just give me 1 second. Okay. There we go. Yeah. I mean, it's it is what we call a power bounce setup. You can see it here, long power bounce. These are rare, but if you can scan for it or if you can set your alerts for it, you will find some symbols. So why do I like this one? Or while many things are coming together here is this stock just went to bullish. You can see Emmy Rush went bullish. We are near the zone of control as per our volume profile indicator, which may act as support. And right below, you can see it here. We have a support zone as per Liquidity IQ. So three things are coming together. We're bullish. We're coming down to the zone of control. And there's what we call a second line of defense uh, in place, which is this support level here. So this is what this indicator finds. This is AES, and the other one, which was flagged here, and we only scanned for the S&P 500s here, is Targa, TRGP. A quick look at Targa. Targa Resources. There we go. And let's see what's going on here. So definitely bullish. Yeah. Here we're coming. Okay, here it's a bit of a different scenario. Also interesting. Here we're coming down to this former resistance level. That's your first area where a bounce could happen to the upside. And right below, we have the zone of control, which is our second line of defense. So once again, these are the setups that this new indicator finds for you where multiple things are lining up in and confirming the same future trade direction. So in this case, a bullish move. So this was just a quick scan I ran earlier this morning. All right. And this indicator not only works for swing trading. I mean, we designed it originally for our day trading efforts because what I like to see, I use TradingView alerts to check on interesting day trading setups. And I like it this way because when an alert comes in, typically on my phone by push notification, I then quickly go to the chart, check it out, and if I like the setup, I place the trade. In the past, and this is why we developed the indicator in the first place, was I got too many alerts. And then eventually, if there's too many, you lose interest a little bit. You can check them out every time. So these alerts now are so much more selective. They only really come in when many things are lining up. I still double check the chart. I still look at the individual indicators, but now at least I know what the headline is, because the market headline box here. And I know it's breaking news because many things are coming together for a really powerful, interesting setup. All right. So tradingindicators.com/1 for this one. Okay, perfect, Masa. And Donna says, Merry Christmas, Daniel. Yeah, thank you so much. I wish you, by the way, everyone in the room and perhaps who's watching this as a replay, yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you. I hope you can, relax a little bit, unwind. I myself will be traveling to Germany tomorrow to check in with my family, which is always nice. And then afterwards, I will be going to Brazil to soak in some sun. I'm going to be in Fortaleza afterwards for the New Year's celebration. Okay. All right. I am not going to be able to look at the hourly and 4-hour charts today because we're looking for on swing trades based on the daily. Please share how many indicators I use on the chart when you display one IQ. Yeah, I use 4 indicators. Let me just take this out. So these are all 4 market IQ indicators, which is liquidity IQ, volume IQ, MA rush, and now our new 1 IQ indicator, which gives you basically this headline or an alert when everything is coming together. Yeah, for now, 1IQ is just for TradingView. We may be converting it to Ninja and Wave afterwards. Uh, Most likely for Ninja for sure, because yeah, it's a platform which is currently working a bit better than Wave. Wave made a switch to version 7, which has been a bit of a headache to us because it broke many things. So we're gonna perhaps wait there a little bit longer until it's all stabilized. Then we're gonna be looking at this one. And Aubrey says he just signed up for 1IQ. Yeah, welcome on board, Aubrey. I hope you're gonna like it. I think it's especially with the watch list feature and the ability to set alerts for an entire watch list. That's what I do, for example. Is in TradingView, depending on your subscription, you can define watch list alerts. So how this works, for example, is as follows. You can go, let's say, to a watch list which has all the S&P 500 stocks. So, we can teach you how to create this watch list based on the symbols in the dashboard. There's some video about this. So we have all these symbols on our watch list, like 500 symbols. You can see them all here. And what you can then do is you can put one IQ onto the chart. You configure it the way you want to. We're going to have a master class on how this works. And then you will go to alerts here. And instead of the symbol, which is on the chart, which is Targa right now, you will go to this drop down and you will select your entire watch list. I'm not sure how many symbols can be in a watch list, maybe 2,000. I'm not sure. I would need to look it up. But in this case, there are 500 symbols on there. I say, okay, alert me when any of these symbols in that watch list has an alert. And I simply pick the alerts that I want, like long power bounds or short power bounds, or really any alert, or any long alert or any short alert. If you have a restriction on how many watch list alerts you can define, you can just pick any here to have a combination alert. And then, you will be notified whenever a key setup pops up, like this one here, where everything comes together. Super useful. I mean, we've used it when we were testing the indicator internally for our day trading, and it made such a huge difference. I mean, yeah, well, this is why we really pushed hard to release it to the public with a special offer, because it has turned our trading around, made it much more focused when it comes to day trading, and I believe it could do the same for you. And maybe now with the holiday discount, it could be a nice little Christmas surprise. So tradingindicators.com/1. And on that page, there's a coupon code called holiday, which you can enter to get 40% off. All right. Masa says, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Thanks, Masa. Oh, I wish you the same. Donna says, safe travels. Thank you. Okay. Sally says, thank you as well. Arby says, anything for a simple life. Yes, of course. Hey, we are trying to simplify trading. I think it needs to be simplified. If you overthink it, if you spend your mental energy on stuff where you shouldn't be spending it up to, then you're gonna waste mental energy. So now indicators are really great, or scanners are really great to do all the heavy lifting, the leg work, and then we as traders can come in, just look at the few things that we need to look at to make a really qualified and smart trading decision. Oh, Linda, send me an email afterwards. We can sort it out. I can just refund you the 40%. Send me a quick note. Okay. Faith, no, it will not. No, 1IQ is just a standalone indicator. It will not include volume IQ. If you're interested in volume IQ as well, send me a quick email. We'll work something out. Yeah, Linda, 1IQ will work without volume IQ, and there's no restrictions. The only thing is that you will not see. Basically, what you will get with 1IQ is this. You get the box here of the headline, and you can do the alerts. But to me, this is really good to have, but I like to always contextualize a bit further what's going on with Liquidity IQ, what the levels are, volume IQ, and so forth. This is why I always have all the indicators on, but 1IQ would just allow me to focus more on what really matters. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. What else do we have? I'm going back to my questions. Okay. Fabian says, frohe Weihnachten. Yes, das gleiche für dich auch, Fabian. Danke, danke. Little German Merry Christmas there. And Lenny says, is 1IQ for day trading or swing trading? For both. Absolutely for both. I used it a lot for day trading as we were testing it. Why? Because more signals are coming in. Within testing, you want to get lots of signals. You want to make sure everything works well. So you need to get this frequency, and it worked really nicely. But as you can see here, I find you really cool swing trading setups as well, especially when you use it with the Pine Screener. I just found these ones just by running a scan on my watch list. And you can scan for other setups as well. So how this all works, by the way, we're going to show you in our Lunch and Learn a bit more in detail on Tuesday. And there will also be a bootcamp or a masterclass on this coming up very soon. Okay. All right. One more thing. Where are we? It's not so easy to manage all this without Niklas being in here today. All right, perfect. All right, guys. So tradingindicators.com/1 for this indicator, and then the only thing left to be said is. There's one more question here from Doug, real quick. Can I add Liquidity IQ to my charts when I log in to TradingView and not your URL? No, no. If you want to have Liquidity IQ for the TradingView platform, you need to purchase it. You need to purchase the lifetime license of Liquidity IQ. Having just access to the dashboard with Liquidity IQ will not give you the indicator for the actual TradingView platform. So here the indicator is only yeah. So if you have the dashboard subscription, I should explain it like this, then the indicators will only live within the dashboard. And there says, all the best to your family and you. Thank you, Derek, so much. Same to you and Josephine. It's been nice dealing with you, Derek, from Ottawa. Yeah, we talked on the phone the other day. Yeah, same to you, Derek. Thanks for being part of our trading family. Perfect, guys. With this, I wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Whatever you do, make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, protect your money, of course, and just enjoy the days. Yeah, and then we're gonna be all back in the new year, but with one exception, we have our Lunch and Learn session on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and one focus will be our new One IQ indicator, among other things, in that session. With this, enjoy your weekend. Bye, guy. Bye, guys. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Edda. Yeah, I will enjoy my trip to Germany. It's always nice to come back. All right, bye.